Thank you all for coming. I'm Randy, in case you don't know me. I'm the Director of Media Services here at the college. And my presentation is about smart classrooms and other classroom technologies. Things you should know about before you actually make a capital equipment request. So this is kind of our basic smart classroom. It's in the capital equipment guide, $9,000. This is our standard classroom that we install, and this is basically what you'll get if you ask for a smart classroom. What's included is a data projector, equipment rack, control panel, DVD VCR combo, Blu-ray player, amp and speakers, and a projection screen if you need one. Here's a picture of a smart classroom that we currently do. That's a wide shot. There's your control panel, equipment rack, and a ceiling mounted projector. This year we have a new kind of smart classroom Lite. This kind of came about from biology. They kind of didn't want all the gear that we typically install. So a couple reasons why you would want to go with the Lite version are a lot of professors and stuff are teaching now with just they don't need to play a tape, they don't need to play a DVD. They just mostly their majority of their use is through a laptop, and if they do play a video, they want to play it from their laptop. One of the rooms we just did, it was kind of a side classroom as part of a bigger classroom, and so there really wasn't space for the big rack. And also the cost savings, you can save it's about basically half the price. It's about $4,500. And here's kind of what you get. You get the ceiling mounted projector. Down over there in the lower corner, you would get a wall plate that has computer input, VGA with audio. It's got audio and video in case you have an older device that you want to play a tape or a DVD. And then it also has an HDMI connector. Comes with a screen. We recently added audio component to this. That was kind of the missing piece. So we can actually put a couple ceiling speakers or regular speakers. What the difference is with this you would not get the control panel. So basically you would have the projector remote. You could turn the projector on and off. Volume control for the speakers is also on the remote. So it's a nice simple solution for rooms where you don't need a lot of gear. Some additional equipment that you might think about asking for a smart classroom. This over here is a document camera. It plugs in basically through the computer connection. It can be used for a lot of different things. You can put like pre-printed documents under it. Or you can even do three-dimensional modeling. Or if you're trying to show how to do something with your hands, or show something small, then you can just kind of put your hands under there and it'll project it on the screen. These two devices over here on the right are interactive devices. The one in the upper corner is a chief interactive device, which basically turns a whiteboard into a smart board. And this over here is a Mimeo, same thing. That's a little less convenient than that because that mounts above the whiteboard. This mounts on the whiteboard itself. So both those devices are very similar to a smart board. Another alternative for smaller classrooms, seminar rooms, and conference rooms are flat panel displays. Right now we can get a reasonably good price on an 80-inch, so that's about as big as we get. 70s are very popular. And one important thing to remember is room size should not dictate the size of the flat panel you get. A room size should dictate the size, not your budget. What you got to think about is readability. If you have a big room, you don't want to put a small screen in there that you can't read from the farthest seat away. So we kind of have a formula that we use that would kind of figure out what size you would need. And that's kind of why we like to kind of do a consultation with you. Another big advantage is they're energy efficient, low maintenance, and they last for a long time. Here's a picture of one we did in the Russian seminar room. This is a 70-inch. The room was probably 10 feet by 18 feet or something like that, so good readability from the farthest seat away. Now I'm going to talk about smart boards. When you think about smart boards, there are pros and cons, and it's things you really need to think about before you commit. We'll start with the cons. A lot of things that people don't think about is they're going to be losing whiteboard or chalkboard space. These are permanent fixtures that sometimes need to go at the front of the room. If you have chalkboards, you need to check with your faculty and staff and make sure that that is something they want to commit to. A lot of times you can move, you can separate the whiteboards and put them on either side or something like that and not lose them, but it's a big consideration. You're going to have a smaller image than a projected screen because they're typically like a 70-inch wide is the biggest smart board we got. So the third thing is sight lines are diminished due to ADA compliance. Smart boards have to be mounted a little bit lower than your screen. So basically, sometimes you'll get heads in the way because typically projection screens, if you get them up, smart boards have to be down, obviously, so you can write on them. So, and another concern is they can easily be damaged when people mistake them for a whiteboard and actually write on them with a dry erase marker. So typically Weston knows we have to put signs all over saying, this is not a whiteboard, you're not writing on it. The pros, I don't know all the pros, but a few of them, let you do annotation on your screen and board. You can record and save things that you do on the annotations. You can incorporate images, diagrams, and videos. I've heard of like the film program where they can actually show a video and like pause it and basically diagram the shot. They can actually freeze the movie, and kind of stop it and annotate on the screen of kind of what the director was thinking of the composition or whatever. And it also fosters collaboration. A lot of the new smart boards we got are dual touch, so it's not just one touch. You can actually get two different people up there and move stuff around. There's a couple smart board alternatives out there. The Mimeo Teach is what I showed you before, the Chief Interactive. These are both devices that turn your typical whiteboard into a smart board. Interactive projectors, I'll show you one of those in a second. And LCD touchscreens is basically an LCD TV with touch technology. Up in the upper right hand corner, that is interactive projector. It's an ultra short throw projector that mounts above the whiteboard. It has all the interactivity built into it, so it's just basically a one piece unit that does pretty much everything. And so it projects the image, it detects the pin, and all that stuff. Once again, this is a Chief Interactive Mimeo, and this is a picture of just an LCD that has touch technology. Okay, the advantage of these alternatives, they can be added to an existing classroom in most cases. Like I said, if you have a whiteboard, and some of the things you got to consider is a lot of times projector distance from the screen, sometimes that's a problem because the projector has to zoom in pretty tight on a smaller board. And the LCD touchscreens are really good for portability because they're they just go on a card and they can pretty much go anywhere. Whereas a portable smart board is kind of cumbersome and has a projector on it. I also wanted to touch on kind of our life cycle. Some people have asked me if they need to replace their projector in their existing classroom. The answer is no, you do not. We have a life cycle program in place that will automatically replace your projectors when they are 5 to 6 years old. We have basically 3 phases to this program. 5 to 6 years, we replace the data projector and the DVD players. 7 to 8 years, we go back and replace audio amps and control panels. And then 9 to 10 years, it's kind of basically the rest of the equipment, the screens, the speakers, and stuff like that. And we are currently doing wiring upgrades to HDMI as needed. And kind of what's on the horizon for smart classrooms. We're not quite there yet, but there's a lot of wireless technology that's coming out. It's becoming more and more affordable, so I kind of see in the future where, iPads and other devices will wirelessly connect to projectors through some sort of device. More interactivity with devices and tablets, where you could, your tablet could interact with the projector, and you could actually do annotations on your tablet and then have them show up on the screen. Projectors are getting higher resolution. In a couple of years, I'm assuming every projector would probably be at least 1080p. There's a lot of buzz around lampless projectors, which use lasers and LED technology. So we have demoed one of those. It's not quite where we're not quite ready to make the jump yet. They're not quite as bright or as vivid as the old lamp technology. And we're looking into some video capturing options. ITS is one of our core initiatives is going to be mobility. So we're going to start investigating more technologies to make the classroom mobile, and some of that involves video capture, and some of it involves other technologies. And I'm open for questions. I'm also available for personal consultations. If you have a room that you think you want to do something with, I can definitely come visit you and kind of make suggestions and get you pricing. As part of the capital equipment process, we really didn't want to get too many options in there. We kind of wanted to do, 2 or 3 basic options, and the other stuff is more of a custom kind of quote. So, and stay thirsty, my friends. And I'll hang around for questions if you want to ask me questions.
I've got a question. Are there which rooms, or do you know of rooms on campus that have a newer projector that will do HDMI or higher resolution, just off the top of your head?
We just put one in the screening room. Typically, they're not the standard ones we put in the classroom. Our department has like three projectors in their rooms, their classrooms, that are full HD. But the standard projector that we're now installing is 720, or it's like,
sure,
it's almost HD. It's lower HD, but the price point is right now it's just not worth it.
Sure.
And do it in every room.
So do most of those have the HDMI connectors too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all the new classrooms that we do will have an HDMI port on the front. So, as we build them and as we refresh them, all the classrooms will have that. So,
okay. So it's in the cards eventually.
Right.
All of them will be.
Right. A lot of what's involved is running a new wire. In some rooms it's harder than the others because of, like Palmer Hall is really hard because it's got wire mold and it's an older building. Some of the newer buildings have false ceiling, so it's not that big a deal. But our standard smart classroom does have a panel on the front that has a VGA audio and then HDMI, and then a Blu-ray player that runs runs full HD to the projector.
Now, so if it's got a Blu-ray, it'll have an HDMI port on it probably.
Yeah.
Good. Cool.
If somebody wanted to see a Mimeo in action, do we have one to?
Yes, we do. I'm not sure. The Chief Interactive device, I actually have one of those. I was given that by Chief, so if anybody wants to play with that, I can come install it in your room and you can play with it for as long as you want. I kind of like the Chief and the interactive projectors a little better because they're out of your way. Like I said, the Mimeo kind of sticks. It's kind of double sticky tape on the board, so it's kind of in the way. And that projector that was up there, that's a new Epson projector, is interactive, and it auto. A lot of, I don't know if you guys dealt with smart boards, but you have to calibrate them, you know, when you first turn them on. The new Epson Interactive calibrates itself. It like shoots an image on the screen and then it like makes calculations and it's done. So.
Do we have those Barnes Lab and Keck?
We have smart boards and Barnes and Keck.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right. The interactive projector, and the interactive projector that Epson, you can for like a couple $100 buy true smart board software. So if you're used to smartboard software, then you can buy it. A lot of these other Mimeo and Chief, they have their own version of smartboard technology or smartboard software. And flat panels are getting quite a bit cheaper. You know, I don't know if you've been to the store, but an 80-inch LCD flat panel is around $3,000 now, and a 70 I think is around $2,000.
Are those touch screen or just?
No, yeah, those are just those are just regular. Sharp does make like a 70-inch touchscreen. It's very comparable to a smart board and projector, which I'm thinking is around $5,000. So. And there was one mistake in the thing that Anit sent out. You know, I think she had a smart card on there. I actually sent her the corrected information. That's actually the Smart Classroom Lite. That's what that price is for. It might have been $4,400. We're trying to discourage smart cards, just because there's quite a few of them around and they're kind of getting away. So, and I think we have a lot more smart classrooms now. They're not quite as hip as they used to be. I don't know.
Back when we had fewer smart classrooms, we had the shared things.
Yeah.
Projectors on carts. So we did them.
Yeah.
Now we've got 99 smart classrooms. Is that right? Soon to be 99.
Yeah.
Out of 120 classrooms every place.
Yeah.
So it's not 100%.
So in 3 years, we probably won't even be talking about new smart classrooms. So part of an initiative that kind of Dave and I were going to probably propose is to try to push to make a lot more of the existing room smart. So pretty much every, you know, I don't think we'll ever get to 100%, but I think we'll try for 90 or we're at like 75% now, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah, there's money right in the budget for me to get my office to be a smart office, right?
No, you make your office
Mounted
a
smart projector.
Only you can make your office a smart.
All right, thanks again, Randy.
yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.